Hello, I'm Pete Starkey at Real Time with IPC. Here with Bjorn Dahl, who's president of KIC. Bjorn, it's great to see you again. I think the last opportunity I had for a conversation with you was probably in Germany
in Productronica,
a couple of years ago. It's great to see you
Likewise,
here in San Diego, and thanks for sparing the time to...
This is our hometown as well.
Yeah, that's great. Bjorn, it's a busy show. There's a lot of machines and things with labels that say CFX. There's a big CFX, if you like, real-time demo line upstairs. I know that you are in the data handling and data management business. How do you fit in with standards like CFX?
Right. So we are focused on the thermal process, typically reflow, wave solder, and so forth. And if, we've both been in this industry for a long time, and in the early days there was a focus on the machine, make it faster, more accurate, less expensive, more reliable. But these days there is, the focus is shifting more towards the data, so that you can have machines communicate with each other. You could send the data up to MES systems to help run the factories more effectively.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of our game. And so we're, the CFX and Hermes are two of the standards that help the machine vendors and customers to make sure these machines talk to each other, talk to their MES system, and so forth. So we're involved with both of those standards.
Yeah. We talk about data. We can talk about machine data, we can talk about process data. What's the difference and where do you fit in there?
Okay, so we're typically focused on the process data, and essentially you need both, but they're quite different. So machine data will tell you how the machine is behaving and so forth, but as an example of reflow, you have temperatures in each zone, you have conveyor speed, you have other settings, and they're there to produce something, and that something is to process let's say a printed circuit board in spec. So you need to know what the effects of all these machine variables are on the end product, and then that's where we get in. Well, we measure on the fly what the profile on the PCB is, whether that's in spec or not. We can shut down the production line if it's falling out of spec. We can provide data like CPK data, SPC data to help engineers learn how their process is behaving and take action early instead of waiting for a problem to occur.
And you can really characterize a machine and characterize the data specific to a product and remember all of that information.
Exactly. And it's used not only for real-time monitoring and to run the machines better, but it's also used for traceability, and especially in some sectors like automotives, they really want to know if a product failed years later. They want to know exactly
the whole history of that.
The whole history, so they can find a root cause and prevent that from happening again. And that's where you can have a PCB, you scan the barcode, and our software will tell you when that was produced, what the process was it in spec. All those details pop up.
Yeah. As you say, it's certain industries, and particularly automotive, really, it's not negotiable. They demand this data, they demand this traceability.
Absolutely.
It's a busy show, but what do you think, with no pun intended, what do you think are the hot topics in this show?
So one of the biggest hot topics, not just at this show, but I would say in the last maybe a year or two, is reducing void. There's a concern that if you have over a certain percentage of void, which is essentially air bubbles or whatever in the solder paste, that it will have a negative impact on the reliability of that product long term. And so the solder paste manufacturers are coming out with new paste to reduce the void. There are new stencil designs. If you look at some of the other manufacturers, they're coming out with vacuum reflow ovens. And then where we get involved is that, this will demand a more narrow process window, or you may need to experiment with a little bit different profile settings in order to identify what is the best process to reduuse the void the most. And that is a very big topic in this industry.
You're in a very good position to cooperate with the the solder paste manufacturers and suppliers.
And I think that's maybe another hot topic is that small companies like us, we are always building partnerships, with other manufacturers, with solder paste companies, with MES companies, because we can't be an island in ourselves. So being able to communicate with these guys and having, where the standards also will help. You don't have to start from scratch every time you want to connect with a new system. And that, I think, would be also what you see here at this show, a lot of cooperation.
Do you have an open policy on cooperation, really such that any paste manufacturer that seriously wants to use your skills and your knowledge to really help to determine how to optimize the use of his product?
And exactly, we have that flexibility. Our system works in virtually any oven, wave solder machine. We work with all the solder paste manufacturers because we have tens of thousands of customers, and they have a combination, even within a certain factory, they may have a combination of machines and materials. So they need us to not be specific to any specific brand.
Yeah. Well, Bjorn, it's been great to meet you again. It's been great to talk to you. I think I've learned a lot, and I'm sure our readers will learn a lot from our conversation.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you very much for sparing the time to come and see us.
Thank you.
It's been a great pleasure. Pete Starkey, Real Time with IPC. Thank you.